Hey, how you doing, Justin? Not Justin. Frank, what's going on? Well, they gave me some medication for him. He's supposed to take like 1 to 3 tablets every day. It's trizodone, 100 milligram. So I gave him one when I came back. That was about 10:30 this morning. So I'll give him another one tonight, just before bedtime. And then we'll start off fresh tomorrow. Okay. Jack's right here though. He's a little bit pissed at me because I ran a couple of errands without him today. Plenty of traffic, over. Sydney Smith dock here, should be here until probably Thursday morning. A departure will lead on to Imperial Oil. Roger, I have that and have a good couple. Hey, Brenda, how's it going? Thank you. You know. So TJ, what are you up to? Did you work this morning or just kind of hanging? So 14 people here. All right, all right, all right. Been one of those kind of days, you know? Let's refresh the shipping and nothing going on. We had a cutter and a bulk tanker come down through about an hour ago, and it put into Sarnia. So not a lot going on. Brenda. Russell Graham, how you doing? Yeah, Brenda, I got some medication for Jake. The vet prescribed trazodone, 100 milligrams. Says give him 1 to 1.5 tablets by mouth every 8 to 12 hours as needed. It's a sedative for sedation. Yeah, Uncle Bill's got surgery tomorrow, right? Yeah, I hope everything goes okay for you, buddy. I'm sure they got it under control, but still, you never know. So if everybody wants to, you can go over to Uncle Bill's channel and leave him a little message, little best wishes. Oh, and then this afternoon I went and picked up Mia's ashes. So I got those. Then about 3:30, all of a sudden my cell phone didn't want to work. Team kept coming up with some kind of an error message on the bottom. So I jumped in the car, left Jack here, ran out to the cell phone store and gave it to him, and he reset everything and says, "Looks good." Because when I walked in the door out there, it rang. So, but it didn't want to make a call here. So anyway, tis what it is. I don't know if Joe's shooting tonight or not, but we didn't see him this morning, so I don't know. I don't know what he's up to. Maybe he's pissed off at us. I don't know. I suppose I could call him and ask him.
call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hey, Joe, everybody was wondering how you doing. We haven't heard from you in a day, and we wondered if you was mad at us, if we did something wrong or whatever, but hopefully all's good and you're just busy, okay? Let me know, buddy. Bye. So I don't know what he's doing. He could be doing, well, the parade they put off until tomorrow, Tuesday, I thought. I don't know. Oh, Joe's on his way. He just put in the chat. Driving on the way to basketball. Okay, Joe, we were just wondering how you were doing, whether you were pissed at us or what, but we know that you're shooting all the athletes. Good for you. Okay, Waypoint, thanks for that. Thanks for that backup. Yep. Well, the problem is right now it's warmed up. It's right 45 degrees now. The snow is turning to water. So we got water everywhere turning into slush. Then that's going to freeze tonight and that's going to be ice. So I don't think there's a lot of dog walking going on, but I could be wrong. Eighteen people watching. Hey, thank you, thank you. Now, if somebody would join the panel, I wouldn't feel quite so lonely. Oh, here comes Mark.
Hi, Paul.
Hey, Mark, thank you for joining.
Yeah, you were being.
I was starting to feel kind of left alone.
Yeah,
How are you doing today? Good?
yeah, it was relatively sunny till it got dark and then it started raining.
It warmed up here. We're right now it says it's 45 degrees out, and I could see the snow is melting down of like about a foot, there's 4 foot.
Yeah, we're probably about a similar temperature. It's about 11 degrees centigrade.
But the
Or it was.
water is everywhere.
Yeah, and dusty.
Waypoint, what's going on? You said hello to to Jody.
Now we've dropped down to 7 degrees, feels like 3.
Oh, really?
But it was 11 earlier when the sun was out. So it's actually going to get down to 4 degrees to true temperature overnight. and then back up to 8 degrees maximum tomorrow. Joe says he's driving on his way to basketball.
Yeah. He's got a basketball tournament. That's what
Mm,
Waypoint said.
yeah.
Oh, Drone Shot says the snow will be gone this week there. I wish it was.
On the rare occasions we get any snow here at all, it doesn't last more than a day usually. Not where I live anyway. It might last, get deeper and last longer in more rural areas and hillier areas than where I am, but
See here the snow's going down a little bit, but the water's filling up here. The water in the street, the sidewalks are flooded, like a slushy flood, icy.
yeah. Yeah, we get a lot of that. In fact, when it snows, that's usually what it turns into when it hits the ground.
Let's see what my little buddy's up to. He is. He's had his dinner.
Oh, has he gone outside?
Yeah. Well, he left me a couple of little cubes in the bedroom.
Ah.
In fact, let me show you something. You see that right there? That goes down between the couch and so that it keeps the cover on.
Yeah.
He's chewed the seam on the bottom, so the stuffing is coming out.
Ah. Mm-mm.
He did that while I was away. See, when I go away, he punishes me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Your dog do that too?
No, she just goes and lies down and goes to sleep till I get back.
Okay.
I don't think she's ever pooped in the house. She might have weed once in a while, but
I've never had a dog that peed in the house or pooped in the house till I get Jakey boy, Jack. Black Jack is one of a kind. I don't think he's crate trained, Mudball. Hello, Tanya.
I know.
That was my tenant called me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he needs his toys, and I also, somebody said I need to buy one of those pinch collars, you know, the kind that when he pulls on it too much, it flexes into his, yeah. But then I also was thinking maybe I need to get him a regular bridle, you know, the kind that goes around him and up. But I don't know, we'll see. We'll see how, we're taking it a day at a time right now.
I don't know. I don't think I'd put my dog in a crate
No,
or a cage.
I've never had to crate a dog before.
She likes to move about too much.
Yep. That's just like Jack, you know. I'm just watching the weather. They're talking about what's the weather going to be tomorrow. They're calling for mid morning tomorrow. We're going to get rain.
Why not get rid of the rest of the snow? I don't
Got
know
some-
where.
He says we got mild days coming. It's in the 40s. And then it drops back to 35 to 34. And then 32 on Sunday and then back up to 40 the next day.
Uh-huh.
So I'd be glad when the snow is gone.
Is Dominic still on this seminar that he's doing?
No, Joe, I'm not giving him gabapentin anymore. He's on Trazodone, 100 milligrams, 1 to 1.5 tablets by mouth every 8 to 12 hours, as needed. It says as needed for sedation. Knock his ass out, in other words, I guess, huh?
So just give him one before you want to go to bed then.
Yep, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give him one because I gave him one today. Just like 11 o'clock when I got back from getting the pills. And
I don't think there's any need to give it him twice a day because you're not bothered about him moving around during the day. It's only at night you want him to stay still.
yep.
I'd just give
Well,
it before bed.
what's nice about it is today is as long as I'm here, he's kind of chilled out, not having a problem. But if I leave him here and don't take him, oh man, he gets pissed.
Mm.
Here he is. You know, what I noticed too is the least little noise he doesn't recognize startles him.
Yeah, he'll get used to it all though.
Like across the street, if they slam a car door, he jumps up and
Yeah. I mean, if he's been in the pound for the last 4 years, he's bound to have got used to his surroundings there.
yeah. Yeah, this is all new for him, just like it's new for me, but it's new for him too.
Yeah.
Seems pretty mellow right now.
Uh-huh.
Drone Shot says he only needs one a day.
Yeah. Basically, just before bedtime, just to keep him quiet overnight.
Don says I'm the one that needs the medication. East Coast Thrill says currently I'm out. Okay. The yeah, there's not a lot of ship traffic going on right now. They're all put in for the winter, except for maybe a few of the chemical and petroleum transports, but they're not.
I never said you needed medication. I said the dog doesn't need medication. You are the one that needs to medicate the dog. There's a difference. The dog doesn't.
I thought you were saying that no, you need the medication.
No, you're needing to medicate the dog to have the dog that you want. Instead, the dog doesn't need medication. The dog is fine without the medication. It's just not the dog you want without the medication. So you are the one that needs to medicate the dog. You're the one that has the need, not the dog. That was what I was getting at there on that comment.
Yeah, he's kicked back.
And yeah, he's been in a cage for years, but I would get a crate too when you're gone. A lot of dogs, some dogs don't like their crate. I admit that. But other dogs, it
Well,
calms them down.
I was gonna call out to animal control, but they don't have a working phone number, for Christ's sake. I tried to call him today. I was gonna say, you know, is he used to being in a crate or whatever? No?
He's been, it doesn't really matter. If you're going to be leaving him, I would find a crate and try him in a crate, just because a lot of times dogs they get overstimulated. You're gone and he's just going to get into stuff. He's going to be nervous. He's going to be anxious. And if you give him a crate, that's his own little domain. He knows everything in it, and it could be soothing. It depends on why you say he was chewing up some of your furniture.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a crate may be a solution to that while you're gone, and at night when you're in bed, crate him
with some chew toys in it to show him that that's what he chews.
And it's just dogs are a lot of work, and that's why everybody says, "Why didn't you get another dog after Archie?" It's like, I loved Archie, but he was a lot of work.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I mean, I know Precious is slowing down.
Mhm.
Oh, Precious
Because,
is?
well, yeah, when we first used to take her to the beach, she'd go herring off across the beach and diving into the sand and all sorts, and then coming back. The last time we went to the beach, she just plodded along behind us.
Ah.
She didn't go running off.
Well, now, how old is Precious?
13.
Oh boy,
Yep.
that's gonna be a tough day.
3 years older than apparently they're supposed to live for.
Waypoint's dog likes his crate because he opens the door, goes in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, as long as you don't use the crate as punishment, that's where a lot of people get into issues with their crates when they're crating the dogs, is they use the crate as a punishment.
Hey, Ron.
And it's not a punishment. It's their place. So at night, time to go to bed, it's their place where they can go to bed. And a lot of dogs, because dogs in the wild, they dig dens, they dig little holes and stuff. They feel comforted by being surrounded.
How you doing, Ron?
Hey, Paul.
I don't know.
Howdy.
Well, Ron's here. I gotta go. See, the joke gets old unless I start doing it every once in a while.
Yeah.
If I just say it and stick around, then the joke really loses its meaning, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, see ya.
There you go.
Don left.
He'll be back. He was just making a point.
Yeah. Well, Paul, I was listening towards
Do
the
you,
tail end of your.
do you know what that medication is?
But I didn't hear that.
Trazodone, 100 milligram.
Trazodone.
Yes,
Rododone.
Who's taking that?
that's me.
The dog.
The dog.
Well, here's my 2 cents, Paul. Take it for what it's worth. Personally, just hearing you the last couple days, you're doing that dog an injustice by keeping him. Paul, you know as well as I do, you don't have the physical ability to take care of that dog. Labs, I've had labs, I've had golden retrievers. Paul, they need a family with 12-year-old kids to run out in the yard. That dog, he's high energy. You're
Yeah.
not going to slow him down. What is he, 3 years old, they said? 3 or 4?
3 or 4, yep.
Yeah. He needs to run and play. And yeah, he's gonna. And here's the thing that worries me, Paul, is you remember Michelle?
Yep.
Her mom. Well, Michelle got this dog for her. Got her a golden doodle, the mix between a golden retriever and a poodle.
Mm.
And that thing was just same thing, friendliest dog in the world, but hyper as hell. And her mom, she's pushing 80, and I mean it literally was like a week. She'd have Michelle and her sisters got her the dog about 3 or 4 months before the other dog that she had passed away, just so there kind of wouldn't be a lapse. But this dog was so freaking hyper, and every time she tried to take him outside and the leash and everything, he just yank and pull and pull. What ended up happening, Paul, was literally it was a week after her other dog died. She had that dog out on the leash, hyper as hell, got out of her hand, ran across the street, got hit by a car and killed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And Paul, you got to admit, you're not physically fit to take care of that. That dog needs a 12-year-old that can go out there and
Yep.
throw a ball, and you don't do that, Paul. I mean, you did take it out of the shelter, but you're also giving it an injustice by keeping it and risking that chance of something like that happening, or
Yeah.
that dog pulling you on the ice and end up you get knocked over and hurt.
Yeah.
And giving the dog medication, that's not good. You start
Well,
giving dogs things that they're not prescribed, and that
Well, this is prescribed by her.
No, the vet gave it him.
that was for Mia.
No. This
No,
is
no.
this. I just went and picked this up today. This is for Jack.
It's a sedative.
Yep. It
Uh-huh.
says right below 1 to 1.5 tablets by mouth every 8 to 12 hours, and it says as needed for sedation.
Is that what you want to do? Have the dog sedated all the time?
No.
Well, that's what you're going to do. He's just going to sit around, and that's no life for that dog, Paul. So, that's just my 2 cents for whatever it's worth. But I think you're doing an injustice by keeping him, and you're running a risk of taking that dog outside, him getting loose and getting hit by a car. And He needs to be with a family with young kids. Labs are high energy, man. What's he weigh? About a good 80 pounds or better?
Oh, no, he's 45.
Oh,
He's really thin.
still they're strong as hell.
Oh, yeah. He's got paws on him as almost big as my hands, you know?
Yeah, I see your hands and your arm and your face. Yeah. Um, I'm not saying Paul don't have a dog, but get a dog that's more suitable for your physical abilities.
Well, I probably should have got an older dog, you know?
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong, I love him, but
Oh, I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do, but
he's a wild man.
you're not physically fit for that dog, Paul.
No.
You're doing him an injustice by trying to keep him where he could be back at that shelter and have a family possibly walk in there tomorrow and that has 2 young kids and that'll go out and play ball with. That's what that dog wants.
Okay, I'll come back in.
That dog's been in the pound
Hey, Don,
nearly
what
4
you,
years.
Yeah,
you're
Ever
fucked
since it
up.
was a pup.
Ron, this is the same thing I was talking about this morning. I don't think the answer, Paul, is an older dog. It is a dog that whose temperament matches your lifestyle.
It's a more
Exactly.
docile dog than
It could be a smaller dog. It could be a more sedate, like a Basset mix might be a more sedate dog. But they like to. A teenage dog, where a 4-year-old dog is going to want to be more active.
a dachshund.
But
They
if you
don't
got
walk.
like a smaller dog, it'd be a lot easier for you to handle, for you to walk, to
Hey,
give them the
Dominic,
exercise that they need without wearing
Good
you out.
afternoon.
And Dominic.
And I
Hello.
don't know what kind of vet would. I don't approve of any vet that would give a sedative to a dog for the convenience of the owner. I just,
Yeah, that's
to me, if a human doctor did that, it'd be malpractice.
yeah.
Well, it's not so much a sedative all the time. It's that it gets hyper during the night.
Okay, if you need to drug up your dog every night for it to go to sleep, that is still.
hey, Don, you're not making me feel any better, buddy.
Well,
Hey, I'm not here to make you feel better.
Paul.
I told you this morning. I talked to you for what, a good
Okay.
hour this morning,
Yep.
and you didn't. I don't know. I'm not trying to make you feel bad.
Well, I've got him signed up for obediency training.
Yeah,
Paul,
but that takes energy, Paul. That takes constant
When you-
work.
when you take him to obedience training, then you got to take him home and make sure you do all the things that they do. You don't have the physical abilities to do that. This is what we're trying to tell you.
Yeah.
You can't just take him to training and then take him back next week. And you got to follow up with all that stuff that they teach you because you got to be there with them at the training.
Yep.
Usually, most places, yeah.
I told you that training is 25% for the dog and the rest of it's for you.
Yeah.
And you train that, you work with that dog on everything that dog learned at that location. You teach him in your home location. You teach him out on the street. You work with him everywhere you're going to be with that dog, because every situation the dog resets.
Yep. Like I said, Paul, how are you going to feel if you're outside with him and you have him on a leash and he breaks loose and he runs out in front of a car? It happened to Michelle's mom.
I'm thinking, Paul, we know that. Look at your arms. You have fallen down before.
Yeah.
That dog he may only weigh 40 pounds, but that's a lot of strength in that dog too.
Perhaps a retired service dog would be a better idea.
Sometimes those service dogs will flunk out in the last of their training and be pretty much docile and ready to go. But it doesn't matter if you get them home and you don't continue working with the dog. They forget all that training. It just goes out the window.
True.
How did he scratch your face?
Paw on me. He wants to get up on me all the time. Like if I'm sitting in a chair, he'll come over and paw up at me.
I mean, Ron and I aren't trying to make you feel bad or be wet blankets, but it's like I said this morning. You need to find a dog that fits your lifestyle.
But it's asking for an overall life.
Where'd Paul go?
Oh,
We've lost him.
A cat might have been a better choice. At least a cat just goes curls up on a couch and
I don't do cats. I
You
don't
apparently
think
don't do
Ron
dogs
does
well
cats either, do you?
but you're wanting a cat. If you want a dog that goes and lays on a couch all day long and sleeps, that's a cat.
No, that's just described Precious.
Okay, it's an old dog. You're wanting this young dog to act like your old dog that you lost.
Mm.
Yeah, Frank's right. I've got a fenced in backyard. When the snow melts, he'll just have a good time out there.
Frank, you need to stop listening to Frank, but you won't. You'll listen to anybody who agrees, who makes you think that
Dominic, what do you
whatever
think?
you want to do. You have something in your head already. Anybody that contradicts that is going to be wrong. Anybody that facilitates it is right.
What do you think, Dominic?
And I don't know if
I'm sitting halfway between both. I think you should have gotten an older dog. But at the same time, if you've gotten an older dog, he might not have been there for as long as you want.
Mhm.
Secondly, I think the weather has been a
That's why I said not an older dog, a sedate dog.
Yeah,
Instead of sedating a dog, you should have gotten a dog that is more naturally sedate.
yeah, but again, I think
Yeah,
I
but
think
the problem you have, Don, have you ever gone to a shelter or a kennel?
Yeah,
To see
Paul,
if you have a sedated dog or not? They're all just all over you.
I didn't say sedated, I said sedate, but Paul, I have been to shelters and you want to know a great thing about shelters? When you walk in without a dog, you can leave without a dog.
Yeah.
I just think the weather could have
Weather might help.
played.
Him getting out and running might help a little bit, but you're not going to change the basic nature of the dog.
Yeah, as I said, I think the weather for the play is a bit of an issue too.
Well,
So-
you got the weather is bad, harsh outdoors. You got
Yeah.
new surroundings for him here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things in play right now.
Mm. Yeah, it's a. Mm.
I appreciate everybody's input, but it's something that I've got to resolve.
I just think we just have to see how it plays out too.
like I said, Paul, I just hope you can live with, you try to take him out on a leash, he gets loose from you and gets hit by a car.
Well, I'm not. That's not going to happen.
You don't know that.
I'm
No,
not
it's
going
not
to
gonna
take
happen. You
him
don't
out
take him on a leash.
on a leash. I've got leashes that are huge.
I'm just saying, if you slip and fall, on the ice.
Well,
If you were
that
20
happens,
years
that
younger, Paul,
happens, that happens, Ron, no matter what kind of dog you have. You slip and
Yeah.
fall, the dog is gone.
now, the dog I had, Paul, I spent 2 hard years training her. That dog wouldn't leave my side. Matter of fact, she hated it when there was any distance between us. So that's how I trained her. But I spent day after day after day after day, week after week,
Mm.
month after,
Training.
and the consistent training, the
Yeah, I think
repetitiveness.
it's going to come back to training. I think that's a
Yeah.
big part because dogs have to be trained, or you can't train a cat.
But labs are just hyper. They want to play. They want to chase balls. They want to run. And any large dog, but especially labs.
I
No.
haven't had a dog in 35 years, so I can't really comment on any of this discussion. So
Yeah, it's like my golden retriever, Paul. And if it wasn't for my training with her, I remember one day in particular, she saw a rabbit and she took off, and stupid ex-wife, and I told her and tried to train her about the one-word commands, and stupid wife wouldn't use them, yelled her name. That dog ain't gonna stop. But when I yelled at the top of my lungs to heel, that dog stopped dead in her tracks and just came within inches of getting hit by a car.
mm,
I said, "You do what you want, Paul, but I if you've got to sedate an animal, you don't deserve to have it. Sorry, but that's my opinion. Be mad at me, but if you have to sedate an animal to have it, and you two shouldn't be together. You should get a different dog. One that, Paul, you need at your age and your physical ability, one that's smaller, one that's going to get up and sit in your lap and when you're sleeping in your chair, and that follows you around the house, that don't need out and run around all the time. But you got a high energy dog, and it's just wrong to sedate it. Oh, okay. I've said my piece. But
Okay, we're gonna change the subject for a little bit.
okay.
how's the weather there?
Actually, today it's warmed up. It's 45 degrees right here right now.
Well, we're sending
nice.
more your way. It's in the 50s, pushing towards 60 this week.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
So it should be
Is
heading
it-
your way in a
is
couple
it-
days.
Is it melting the snow pretty good?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I'll be feeding the deer again soon.
Hey,
I haven't
Oh,
seen them
yeah.
in weeks.
yeah. Mm. Yeah. Yeah, we've just got one last burst of heat again.
Where are you at, Dominic? You look like you're inside of some kind of
I'm in a tram.
a
Is that a
train.
tram?
Okay.
I'm in a tram going back to
Now,
where my
do you
brother
have
is.
do you have like a pass to ride or
Yeah.
because I'm going you're on the tram a lot,
Yeah. It's a pass that it's called a Myki, MYKI, and it's basically a little touch, like an NFC touch on your little thing here. You get on, you tap it on, you tap it off, and it charges you for that specific. And it's over the 3 different types of public transport. We've got the bus, we've got the tram, and we've got the train. Buses I don't use that often because it doesn't really get where I need to go. The train, it isn't a valid option either. So it's a tram because it basically takes me from doorstep to doorstep, because the tram that I'm going to get off is basically right in front of my brother's work.
Jim just got back from up in Collingwood. I think that's Canada.
Yep.
And he says that it was a nasty amount of snow up there.
And I've always had a joke with Jim about this, because the suburb that I'm going to is Collingwood.
Oh,
We share the same suburb names. I've laughed with him for probably 2 years over this. Actually, probably longer than that. Because I actually saw, I've seen a couple of videos from Jim, and I saw the name and I went Collingwood, and I'm going, oh, there's a Collingwood in Canada. That's interesting. I found that fascinating. I think there's always going to be, suburb names or town names that we're all going to have a similar name that we're near. I just think that's funny. I think there's more of those in England than there are in America. So I think because when the English came out here, that was when they named some of our suburbs.
Yeah. There are a lot of American towns that are English towns as well.
Because I know, I know there's a Richmond in Virginia. There's a Richmond just around the corner from me.
really?
It's about a 10-minute drive.
There's a
Richmond,
Richmond in Surrey near David.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of other. Well, we've gone through Collingwood. There's probably a Fairfield somewhere in America or the UK, or because there's a Fairfield here in Australia where I am. It's about
I've got an
I
area
drive
called,
past that.
there's an area called Fairfield only about a mile and a half away from me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I go through a Fairfield. What was it? I'm trying to think of other. There's probably a Fitzroy somewhere. If I
Hey,
could
Ron,
tease
did you
out
see
out
what
the
Cool
one.
Cat put in the chat?
We have a
No.
working men's club called Fitzroy because it's on Fitzroy
Yeah.
Street.
Yeah. As I said, I've got a fit. I'm actually currently going through Fitzroy.
Just played ten. That's funny.
Yep.
There's probably a Brunswick somewhere. Because I'm currently going past Brunswick.
Yeah, we definitely got a Brunswick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's definitely a Preston.
A
I
what?
know there's a Preston.
Preston. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and that's it's a 10-minute drive. Preston, Brunswick. Trying
No,
to look. We've gone through Fitzroy, Collingwood.
probably
and
closer to an hour from me, Preston.
Yeah, and then there's and we know that there's a Melbourne in Florida.
Yeah, I don't know whether we've got
Okay.
I've never actually heard of one.
Because I know there's a outside of Florida. There's also a Melbourne West. We call it West Melbourne because we've got Melbourne, we've got East Melbourne, West Melbourne, North Melbourne, and South Melbourne. All 4 compass points.
Mm.
I'll have to show this to Cool Cat, Paul.
Okay.
Let me see. Oh, this one's live.
Oh, Michael's from Salisbury, isn't he?
Mhm. There's a Salisbury in South Australia.
Mm.
You'd
There's
have to.
There's a Manchester in America somewhere as well.
Yeah.
At least one.
You'd have to think. We've got a Croydon, and I think there is a Croydon in the UK somewhere.
Yeah, it's part of London.
Yeah. Okay. I know there's a Horsham. I know
Yeah.
you have a Horsham because I spoke to
Horsham's
someone just.
Horsham's in Kent.
Yeah, I just spoke to someone, another one of my UK friends, and she lives in Horsham. And I know Horsham. Horsham is about a 3-hour drive. Yeah,
Yeah, it'd probably be Actually, be longer than that. It'd be more like a 4-hour drive from here.
Oh, okay. That's almost a similar distance. That's
Yeah.
a regional
It's
town.
not so far away from David and Laura.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Trying to look at other suburb names here. Because there's so the trouble is some of our names are actually built from indigenous names, our First Nation people.
I'm pretty sure we've not got an Adelaide.
Well, you had it. Didn't you have a
Oh.
queen that was? Didn't you have a queen that was named after that?
Not
go.
that I know of.
you
You've got a Perth.
That's in Scotland, yeah.
Yeah. You've got a
This
Perth.
one was real. This is the one when I was up in Canada last year.
Mm-hmm.
One had climbed the tree. It was coming up at me. Then there's a better picture of it there.
Oh, that's the bear that was trying to get onto the same platform you were on.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, he's sneaking right up beside me.
Mm-hmm. No, we don't have too many bears here.
You ever see a lot of kangaroos, Dominic?
You have lots of bears there. They're just all small and cuddly.
Yeah. Oh, koala bear. Yeah, you've got a point there. Kangaroos, you've got to go further out. For me, I've got to probably about an hour or so. Traveling in any direction, and they can just jump out in front of you.
Like
And
the deer we have here.
Yeah, and that's a real problem.
But you have a lot of koalas, though?
Yeah, but again, they're further out. None of them are in the sort of like central area. You have to go to the regional parts of Victoria to see them. Things like kangaroos, other than a wildlife sanctuary or a zoo or something like that. Yeah, but I haven't really seen a kangaroo in person for many, many years because I haven't travelled that far out.
I'm pretty certain the UK doesn't have any native bears.
As I said, there's I'm trying to think. As I said, actually, I think Werribee Zoo might have a few. The Werribee is
there'll be
an hour
some
away.
Yeah.
Yeah, Werribee's an hour away, and it's our southwest. Because what happens is we're basically set up on a big bay, as I said yesterday, at Port Phillip Bay, and one side of it is the western side, and the other side is the eastern side, and it's only a small area, but it's very culturally different, and that's just Victoria. And then you've got the different cultures as you go into different states. And I think we've worked out they're pretty strange in Queensland. Just having a quick dig there. Just throwing a few barbs out there.
Okay. You my boy.
Okay, I'm basically at my brother. I'm just gonna drop out for 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Five.
Okay, we'll time you.
Okay.
Mark's going to start the timer. Go ahead, Mark.
Echo. Start a timer.
For how long?
5 minutes.
5 minutes, starting now.
He claimed he was interested in buying. Look at the man's past. They revealed that's all the second. This is the man's fantastic plans to make rich. Has their warning dogs. I think something strange. Moving at Manchester Steve Gennard says that is not being the only true watching internet.
This is his second marriage. He has 3 daughters, twin girls, the younger one, who has a dog, a parrot, and a pet monkey. He is a pediatric oncologist. And then not right.
Well, I must admit, he looks pretty content there.
Oh, yeah, because he's on me.
Yeah.
But what he keeps doing, he keeps pawing me. Because
That's,
he wants to get up all the way on my lap. He thinks he's about this size.
mm,
Can I go outside? You want to go out? Okay, let's go outside. Maybe he's got to go out. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I wish I could have a dog again, but my gypsy lifestyle says no.
yeah,
I'm gone too much.
24-hour shifts doesn't help.
Yeah,
And
that's
yeah,
not fair to the dog.
hunting trips and fishing trips.
Right.
Exactly, Dom or Mark. Yep.
It's less than 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was. Because the timer hasn't gone off yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I've just had to come back to my brother to get something.
Echo, how long left on timer?
You have 1 minute and 30 seconds left on
Ah.
a 5-minute timer.
3.5 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
Did that well.
Echo, cancel timer.
5-minute timer cancelled.
Now these Alexas have their uses. I had to change its name from Alexa though, going off every time somebody said something on television. Because they always still refer to it as Alexa. So if you change your own to somewhat different, but you can only actually change it to 3 different, either Alexa, Echo, or computer.
That sounds a little bit suspiciously like Star Trek.
Yes.
Hello,
Star Trek.
computer.
Computer. Yeah.
Hello, computer. Yeah.
And the Echo is because the speakers that they use are the Echo Dots.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the other reason we had to change it from Alexa is because Kate couldn't say it.
Ah, that's a valid point.
With her being dyslexic,
Mm,
some of her words come out sounding really weird.
mm.
Oh, good.
Oh, my cat's given up today on falling asleep on the laptop next to me. And the laptop's closed
Hmm,
because it's on charge. It's giving off warmth. So,
yep.
so she's gone and lay on my pile of clothes upstairs on my dressing table.
Hmm.
What's I noticed a couple people giving good wishes to Bill. What's going on with Bill tomorrow?
He's
He's
having his
having his
prostate taken.
prostate removed.
He's what?
His prostate removed.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he's got early stages of prostate cancer.
Oh crap. Didn't know that.
Mm.
I know several people that have had that surgery, and they've been cancer free for a long while now.
Hmm.
It's got to be the one I know. Actually, two I know had them out,
And he was
and
he
they
mean,
were
what's that?
over 60. Yeah, they were like Bill. They were over 60.
Yeah, Bill's a couple of years younger than me, I think.
I think he's 63.
Yeah, that was 63, 64. So
Because
it'll be,
his birthday's in April. He's about a month
Yeah.
before me.
yeah, and I'll be 66 in August.
Mm.
Anyway, hello, Michael, Jim, Ed.
Yeah, hello to everybody I've missed because I don't have the chat.
And Uncle Bill. I didn't even know he was there because I wasn't looking at the what's it.
What's the 25th here?
24 Manchesters in the US.
Yeah.
We actually, I don't think, have any places where there are two places with the same name.
Oh, we've got actually going back to the Richmond, we've got one in every state. We
Huh.
have a Richmond, Victoria, a Richmond, New South Wales, a Richmond in Queensland, a Richmond in South Australia, a Richmond in Tasmania, and a Richmond in Western Australia. I think that is the only suburb name that is all over the 6 states.
Uh-huh. Because although I live in Manchester, I actually live in Droylsden,
Mm,
which is, it used to be one of the largest villages in the UK.
mm.
Then it just absorbed and became an urban district.
Yeah, we do that.
Mm.
We have the state, and the state becomes the metropolitan area. The metropolitan area becomes a local government area, and then we've got the local government area. Then it's broken up into a smaller suburb, and one postcode here can be more than one suburb.
Yeah, we can. Our postcode depends on which sorting office the mail gets delivered from.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Yours
like, mine is a Manchester postcode because I
Yeah.
get delivered from the Manchester sorting office. But if I go 2 miles down the road, Ashton is in an Oldham an Oldham postcode area.
Mm,
And then if you go another, like half a mile to the side to where Kate's flat is, that becomes the Stockport area.
mm. But here's a funny one. Where I'm standing right now. It's Collingwood, and if I cross the street, it's Fitzroy.
Yeah.
boundary.
Boundary
But
goes
they're
down
all,
the street.
yeah,
Yeah.
but that's a suburb, and then the suburb gives way to the the LGA. The LGA is the city of Yarra, YARRA, and that
Yeah.
takes in count of probably 5 or 6 different suburbs.
Uh-huh.
And one of them, it's Collingwood, Fitzroy North, Richmond, Collingwood North. And it's funny because years ago, it used to be North Collingwood or North Fitzroy. It's now Fitzroy North. They've reversed it, but with East Melbourne, they still have the east at the front. It's not Melbourne East or Melbourne West. That's the only spot in Victoria where the designation is at the front.
And it makes more sense to have it behind it because then it keeps it in alphabetical order.
Oh, I know that, yeah.
But like, if I go a quarter of a mile west of me, I hit the Manchester boundary.
He wanted his dinner.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm actually in part of Greater Manchester that's called Tameside.
Look at that pile of ice and snow.
Oh, no.
That's about 6 feet high.
Jeez.
The Tame being a river.
Mm-hmm.
They seem to do that a lot over here.
What's that?
The major river running through an area. With us, it's the River Thames, so our area is called Tameside.
Oh.
Up in Newcastle, you've got the River Tyne, and all the areas around that is called Tyneside.
Well, the main river that runs through Melbourne is called the Yarra, YARRA, and there's a number of spots that are called Yarra.
We have a Jarrow, which is near Newcastle.
Because I'm in the city of Yarra as I speak, and you've got other parts that are called Yarra as well. We've also got we've actually got various spots that are named similarly to it as well.
We have a Yarmouth, which is strangely enough at the mouth of the River Yar.
Actually sounds. Look at something that sounds very similar to that as well.
Also goes for Dartmouth as well. That's the River Dart.
Yeah, Dartmouth, yeah. I know about Dartmouth, yeah. It's something very similar in name to that.
And I assume that Plymouth and Bournemouth probably have the same thing.
I'd say, yeah.
I can't for the life of me ever remember seeing anybody refer to the River Plym or the River Bourne.
Yeah.
And Bristol is on the River Avon. York is on the River Ouse. Norfolk is a river. That's where everybody goes on boating holidays because we've got the Norfolk Broads, which
Yeah.
are all lakes and joined with canals and rivers. Almost the whole of the county is underwater.
Mm. Yeah, because we've got two that meet up at Port Phillip Bay near Victoria Harbour, and that's
If-
the Maribyrnong River.
Yeah.
The Maribyrnong River snakes its way through the west.
Well, if you ever heard of Alan Partridge?
Yes.
Oh goodness.
Well, he worked for Radio Norwich, and Norwich is the capital of Norfolk.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, because as I said, if I continue further down, basically where this tram will end, it's basically where I have a bit of where I have a bit of a fly. It's a good fly spot, waterfront city, and that's where the confluence of the Maribyrnong River and the Yarra River, and they go out into the bay, and then the bay goes off into Bass Strait, and Bass Strait is the sea, so to speak, between Victoria and Tasmania. They've got two major islands between Melbourne and Tasmania. King Island, which is very famous for cheese, and then all the other islands around it. And we've got many small islands, and we've got Phillip Island, which is actually in between. It's actually on mainland, but it's sort of surrounded by water.
Yeah.
But it's a lovely spot to go in the summer. You go over the bridge, and there's got Rye, Sorrento, Portsea, and we've also got San Remo, and that's down there, and that's where the bridge goes from Melbourne to Phillip Island, and that's down near Cape Shank, which is a pretty good golf course. Yeah.
That's right. You like the golf stuff, don't you?
Mm. Down that way is Hastings, which is good for fishing. And
Yeah, we have Hastings on the south coast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Dover.
Ours is great for fishing. That spot there.
Yeah, I think it was mainly a fishing port, I think.
Yeah, and that as you go further down, we've got 90 Mile Beach. 90 Mile Beach takes you to not everything, that's on the other side.
But if we had a 90-mile beach, it'd be the whole length of our south coast.
Yeah, it probably would. That goes down to Bairnsdale, and what's it? I can't seem to think of the other. There's another one there. Sea Spray. Everything that's on the other side of the state, and that's the other coastline. That's the southwest coastline as you go from Warrnambool, Port Campbell, where the 12 Apostles are, which is a beautiful spot. Port Campbell National Park. It's gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
That's
12
everything.
Apostles, is that 12 rocks sticking up out of the sea?
Yes. That's that one. And there's Lockhart Gorge, which actually looks similar to the Doodle Door. It's a similar setup. Lockhart Gorge. There's another one there. I'm just trying to remember all these names. Lakes Entrance. That was the one I was thinking of. Lakes Entrance is on 90 Mile Beach, along with Bairnsdale. And that's as you're traveling. That's as you're traveling towards New South Wales and Sydney. It's traveling east, and then you get to the coastal towns of Malakuta and Eden, and that's on the coast, and that's where the Tasman Sea. Tasman Sea is the one that connects Australia to New Zealand. It's going east of that's going east of Victoria as you're travelling east, northeast up to southern New South Wales, Wollongong, and there's a Liverpool in New South Wales. Because that's one of the outer suburbs of Sydney.
Oh, Tim's just saying they've got a Category 3 cyclone heading towards them.
Yep,
Where?
Queensland, off the coast of Queensland, which
Where
is
Tim lives.
yeah. Fortunately for me, we never get cyclones down this way. We get tornadoes, but we don't get cyclones.
Hey guys, I gotta head out. I just
No worries, Ron.
gotta take care of something here.
Hey, Ron,
Problem.
I will catch you guys on another day. Paul, good luck with it.
when do you go back to work, Ron?
Tomorrow morning.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah, I gotta get some stuff ready.
Drive
No
careful.
worries then.
All right, guys. Have a good
All
night.
right. See ya.
Yep. Bye bye.
I don't know, Michael. I don't even follow football that well to know that Delia Smith owned Norwich City.
Yeah, I knew that.
Mm.
Yeah, being a devotee of television cooking programs, I found that out.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, I do enjoy watching her program. I just think she does it with such great passion.
Mm.
If I watch a program and someone has such exuberance and such passion, it makes it easier to watch.
I used to like watching Graham Kerr
Yeah.
and Keith Floyd.
Oh, Keith Floyd especially.
Yeah.
I did enjoy them.
Now, are they golfers?
No, they
No,
were cooks, chefs.
TV cooks, TV
Oh,
chefs.
cooks.
Yeah, Graham Kerr. I watched him when I was very young, so
Wasn't Graham Kerr was American, wasn't he?
I'd like to say.
That
Yeah, the
name
Galloping
sounds
Gourmet.
familiar.
Yeah, the Galloping Gourmet.
Yeah, the Galloping Gourmet was. Always
Yeah.
had a glass of wine in his hand.
Yeah, sozzled himself like Keith Floyd did.
Yeah.
They were always sozzled.
What do you call it? Sozzled?
Yeah, that drunk. Sozzled, drunk.
Sozzled. Under the influence.
I can't use the word pissed because pissed means angry in America.
Yeah. Rat-assed.
Yeah. Humpty.
Mm.
Maggoted is another one. Mm,
What do you got? Anybody hear from Matt at all?
I haven't heard from him for a while, actually. I must get in contact with him and say hello.
Well, that's because isn't he turned into a gamer?
Yeah, he's done a bit of that, but I think
Plays
also he's,
Fortnite a lot, but
yeah,
his work hours
yeah,
are
his work hours.
not hospitable anymore.
Yeah. 'Cause
Now, is he
I
still
keep
driving a
saying,
truck?
yes, I believe so.
Mm. But for a different company, I think, than the last
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, because I think the other one gave him the lemonade in SARS, and I think he picked up another one.
Mm.
But yeah, I keep promising to go up to Queensland. 4.5 hour flight.
Yeah, it's like us going to Italy.
Yeah. The 20-hour drive.
I've driven to Italy, but it took us 3 days.
Well, I wouldn't do it all in one go. I'd spend the
Yeah,
night
we
in
did.
Sydney.
We stopped overnight in was it Rouen
Mm,
in France?
yeah, because you'd go through, yeah.
Yeah, and then in the Swiss Alps.
You go through the, yeah, because you'd come through the top end of Italy.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, we could have gone straight down to the southeast corner of France and gone through the Mont Blanc tunnel
Yeah.
from Chamonix to Courmayeur,
Mm.
because I've skied Courmayeur a few times. It's nice there.
As I said, the funny thing is you've traveled through 2 or 3 countries, and I'd be driving up to Brisbane, and I'm still in the same.
You're still in
the same country.
Yeah, we actually went from England into France, from France into Luxembourg, from Luxembourg into Germany, from Germany into Switzerland, and from Switzerland into Italy.
And all I've done is gone through one state.
Yeah.
I go from Victoria through New South Wales to Queensland.
And then we drove all the way down the west coast of Italy as far as Cattolica,
Oh, okay.
and then went back up the other side and across to Rome, and then back into France.
Yeah, because you'd be on the Adriatic side, on the east coast is the Adriatic side, which is
my first
near Albania.
Had my first proper Italian pizza in Naples.
No,
Do they make it the same as everywhere else?
it's
No,
square.
it
There's
was
square pizzas over there.
rectangular with the
Rectangular
tomato,
square.
cheese, ham, and strangely enough, a tin of peas.
Yep. And because you're in Naples, which is Neapolitan, and Neapolitan would be a little bit different rather than, the strict Roman one in the middle. It depends as you go further down, and my heritage and my parents are from Calabria, which is down the bottom.
Reggio Calabria.
Reggio Calabria, yeah.
right on the toe of Italy.
Yep.
Yes, my ex, his cousin works there as a housekeeper.
Mm.
Did you get a deal?
What? No,
Yeah,
I'm just saying that she works in the same place as Dominic comes from.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay.
My heritage, yeah.
No, we didn't go all that way down. I've been to Malta, but we didn't go through Italy for that.
Mm.
Now, can you tell the difference, the different places you go, what the culture is a little different, or
Oh
is it
yeah,
all pretty much the same?
no, it's different everywhere you go.
The Europeans are similar.
I would say that the Maltese are more British than they
Yeah.
are Italian, even though they're so close to Italy.
Yeah.
But they still have the Italian look to them.
Yes. But being of a European origin myself, you see the European customs. European customs, I think, are built differently, from the UK, even though the connection. But and then you go to the Americas, and the Americas are a different culture.
Yeah.
Whereas I think we lean more British because of our colonial heritage, though.
Mm-hmm. I think the Italians are a more friendly race.
Yeah,
Um,
we're
the
passionate.
Spanish are pretty close.
Yeah, but the Italians are very
The
passionate.
French are a little bit arrogant, and the Germans are even
Yes,
more so arrogant.
I would have said pragmatic. I think is the best terminology for German people. But they are good at problem solving too.
Yeah.
And that's how the Germans that I've met are very pragmatic in the way that they do something. They don't see it as a problem. They just take on something and fix it without any without any fuss.
Yeah, a little bit. But then again, I've got 4 German cousins and they're little twats, to be honest.
Oh, yeah. In addition to that, yes.
Yes, one of my mum's brothers married a German girl after the
Yeah.
war and went to live in Germany.
Yeah. That'd be interesting.
Mm.
Well, I see Germany had elections and everything changed over to conservative, huh?
Yeah, good news.
I wouldn't know. I pay as much attention to foreign politics as I
As you
pay
do.
to English politics,
Yeah.
which is pretty much none.
Yeah. But over here in Australia, it gets shoved down your throat every morning.
Mm.
It is frustrating.
Yeah, American politics gets shoved down our throat every day, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's American,
because Trump's
Australian,
always
and
done
English.
something else.
And because we're part of the AUKUS treaty, we're always part of the, we're always part of the American system.
In fact, I believe the Ukrainian premier is due to go to the States next week.
Mm. It's a very interesting. Yeah. I think it can be a very interesting topic, but at the same time, it can be pretty boring too.
Mm. Didn't Trump make an announcement or something that if the Russians went to war with America, Russia would be no more in 59 minutes?
Hmm. We just all have to get along.
I get you.
I'll go that way. Thank you. I get you.
Gitchy.
Yep. Okay. It's coffee time. So 7-Eleven, here we come.
Well, is anybody on tonight? Do you know?
Oh, Lloyd is supposed to be on, but I haven't received any link yet.
Well, yeah, but he's in the middle of the country. So what time would that be?
He would go on
An
in
hour-
about an hour and a half.
An hour before you. So,
So an hour and a half. It'd be 8 p.m.
Right.
Eastern, 6 Central, 7 Central and 6 Mountain.
Yeah.
Because it comes on at midday here, which would be at 1 a.m. for you, Mark.
oh yeah, Philip Koshat's on before Lloyd.
Yeah.
Koshat goes on?
And it isn't Scott Jackrabbit on before Philip usually as well, or every couple of weeks?
Sometimes, yeah, I think it's every second week.
Yeah.
Because he should be starting pretty much now, because Koshat, I thought, was an hour before.
Yeah.
Which is 20 minutes time.
This getting old sucks, you know it?
True.
Yep.
What time are you scheduled tomorrow, Bill?
What'd you say?
We're just asking Bill what time he goes in.
Yeah. Well, goes under. A 9, right. So 9:45. So that probably means your up will be about 11ish, at least. After they've had you sign all those insurance waivers.
Paperwork and
Yeah.
get you ready and prepare you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when I went in for my gallbladder operation, I had to be there 7 a.m. and then, prepare your paperwork, get you to the right department. And then after that, you've got to get dressed, get them ready, prep you.
Yeah. Put a dirty, great big red magic marker arrow to the point where they're actually going to be doing the operation so they don't get the wrong place.
Oh, no, I was out by that time. And then they had to wheel you into the operating theatre. And I think I was there. I think I was out at about 2 o'clock. And then they had to get all my stuff. That took another hour and a half.
Why do you have to drink Gatorade? They don't allow you to have anything to eat or drink for 12 hours before they put you under general anaesthetic over here.
Mhm.
He's saying he's got to drink Gatorade 2 hours beforehand.
All I was allowed to do was have water. So it was easy for me. I just had dinner at the same time and just no breakfast.
Oh,
So are any of you guys Catholic?
yeah.
Well, probably, yeah.
Well, what I was wondering is, what do you think about the Pope?
It is what it is.
I think he's dying.
I think
He's
he's on
like 88 years old, isn't he, or something?
and this is what
It's the
it'll be the fourth
it's the
one I've
fourth.
sat.
He's about the fourth or fifth Pope in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you would have,
Yeah.
John Paul II was my first. You probably would have seen Pope Pius VI. So I think he was ordained in about 1963. So
Yeah. I was
Hey,
born in
Dominic, what do you think,
59.
guys? What do you think, Mark, Dominic?
if you want to, I'm happy to.
It's completely up to you.
I'm happy to shut down and go off and get
Okay,
myself
we're
settled.
gonna close it down.
Yep.
Although we've got 18 people watching, Uncle Bill's here.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Uncle Bill, we'll stay on with you for a little while.
Okay. Then I'll have to.
Uncle
Make a
Bill
short
goes in
pizza.
at 9:45 tomorrow,
Mhm.
scheduled for 10:45. 2 hours before he can drink Gatorade.
Okay.
Paul, do you ever listen to what we say?
What's that?
I said, do you ever listen to anything that we say?
No,
Just been
no,
talking
because
about
when,
that for the
when
last
I was
15 minutes.
we've just said all that.
I was sewing up that little piece of a pillow
All
that
right.
Mia tore it
Oh,
up.
no, not Mia.
No, not Mia.
Jack.
Jack. Yeah, Blackjack.
Just like where?
Just gonna excuse myself for a short period.
Well, no, I'm going to leave it up to you, Dominic. You let me know when to pull the plug.
It's up to you.
Yeah, we missed that.
If you want to call
It
it,
sounded like you were
call it.
talking through a Jew's harp.
Okay, well, if you want to call it, let's call it.
Okay, we'll call it.
Mm.
Hey, everybody. Hey, thanks for being here. We'll see all of you again tomorrow morning at
Okay.
9 a.m. Eastern Time. Bye for now. Mark,
Okay.
take care.
See you all.
Dominic, thanks for coming
Okay.
in. Bye-bye.
Best of luck, Bill.
Yeah, bye-bye. Bye-bye.